Well, guys, it's been an incredible journey. I mean, really the last 7 years altogether, but specifically the last year and a half has been just an amazing time of growth and really risk for us. Let's talk about some of the risks that were involved and the anxiousness and the growing pains that we've had.
Yeah, I think first and foremost, I mean, even before, obviously the main risk was moving over here, but before that was even finding a spot.
Yeah, it was very hard to find a spot, and the price ranges were difficult in our community.
Especially for something that actually upgrading the space from where we were.
Yeah, we found a lot of places.
Yeah.
Stuff that we either couldn't afford or didn't want.
Yeah.
What did y'all think the first time you walked in this space?
It was.
We got the disco ball in here.
I forgot about the disco ball. You're right. You're right. We did.
Yeah. Lots of pegboard.
Yeah.
And there were lots of wooden columns in here, if y'all remember.
Yeah.
But I will say that after being in here for a couple of nights, when we started to get the working done, going back to that old building made that place feel very small.
Yeah.
To us, just because the way we were dreaming while we were in here every night it was pretty amazing to go back and forth.
Did you feel the weight of a risk in that move?
You bet. I mean, number one for me was just the sheer magnitude of the remodel that we were taking on, because we didn't have the money to hire, a construction company to come in and completely gut this place and redo it. So we were counting on, us and the church to get in here and do it for just as little as possible.
I mean, what about you? When did you feel like, hey, this is the time we need to go?
I think the good news for us was that being a young church, we weren't married to a building for 20, 30, or 40 years, so leaving it was fairly easy for me. Leaving that building was, but I think when we started to realize that visitors were uncomfortable, and we couldn't just grow and get people in there, and we certainly couldn't explode in that setting, and so for me that's when it was done.
What about where we're headed, man? It's going to be risk.
It's going to be
a big risk.
I think there's always going to be risk involved in that, especially with dealing with something as important as what we're doing. Anybody can just do stuff for nothing, but the importance of what we're trying to accomplish, in the overall scheme of things is, and doing it right.
And we just had our 1 year here, and so knowing that we got the first year behind us, but I think for me, I've already started thinking, I know in our conversations we have too, about ways to grow numerically. That's a big challenge for us and a big desire for us to be a church of numeric growth this year. And so how does that look? Do we add another service? In a couple years, do we look to relocate again? What does that look like? And all that's going to involve some risk.